Alright, I wanted to talk about the Infernal Champion package for a second because I revisited the info subs and there was something about it that I come across that I had missed before and it had me thinking. But I wanted to show it off what I'm talking about here before I get into it. So this is the Infernal Champion armor here, and so I was looking through some of this stuff and I want to focus on this bit right here. So it activates a charisma drive effect and simultaneously causes your pet and guest attacks to attempt a 2-turn 12.5 times LE comp times hits attempts melee fire poison. So the melee poison isn't valued based on pet and guest, it's just a value. Okay, and so the poison heals you equal to the damage done. And this is the part that I missed. If you do not currently have a guest out, then the poison damage is doubled, but you pay the same cost. That's not entirely true because you are essentially what you're doing is if you don't have a guest out, you're not paying the upkeep for a guest, and then you're not paying for the celerity part. Now the cost to implement the actual effect is the same because it's doubling the poison. So it had me thinking, because Infernal Champion is extremely SP heavy, so in order to make it very good, you need to use pets and guests that replenish SP. I typically would use like Creature 72 and Phase, which is still very viable. You can use mosquitoes, you can use void skulls, you can use whatever, right? Jelly pet, whatever. But I wanted to kind of cover some of these ideas here real quick. So you have this first one, and you can replenish 99 SP by paying for lower damage. The weapon itself is already lowering damage by turning on a toggle and then paying the 196 SP. So it sacrifices weapon damage and 196 SP. So the armor itself with the weapon is not doing a whole lot of damage. But on this toggle here, it says, the last of it says, if all strikes connect. So that includes spells and attacking. So the armor's a 3-hit attack, so you're going to need to make sure you land all your hits for that to work, which is, it's not a bad deal. Here is the thing that I indicated here, the Hecate's Grasp, and you're paying 231 SP a turn for the charisma and then the pet guest poison. Prior, I would always do some kind of setup where you have your pet and guest. You're getting damage from your guest, but you're also having to pay the upkeeps, and then you're also the amount of poison, so you're extending the amount of chances that you would have to land hits. On a lucky beast mage, that's not typically the greatest thing because of the lack of dexterity, but I wondered if this would be worthwhile. Now you're going to lose the actual physical damage of the guest, okay, but you've just by not having a guest, you've transferred all that poison power here. Keep in mind that this armor is all about stacking that poison power. That's where it's getting its damage from. You're not going to get a lot of damage from the armor itself. It's a full defensive armor, and with the magic weapon, using a normal weapon, it's not even a wand. Granted, the ranged one is a bow, but so the amount of damage you're doing up front is not that important. And then you have, let's see here, so you have your pet guest celerity. Well, your pet celerity is 157 SP. So I've got the 157 plus the 231 here, and then you get the 99 savings if all your hits land. So what we end up with is a lot cheaper cost, because if you see this, to do both it's 305. So you're saving, let's see what we have here. So we're saving 148 SP by not having a guest. And so is it worth it to save 148 SP for better sustain while keeping the same amount of poison at the cost of no lower damage? I don't know. That's what I wanted to figure out. So this is what I've been testing. So the idea here is to see if I can actually sustain just based on replenishing SP on the pet. There's multiple options. You've got the Void Skull here, you've got Mosquito, you have Jelly, but I am going to use the Wish Weaver, and there's going to be some advantage here. It will be dependent on wind. If you were to fight a monster that had super low wind, you probably would be better off going with Mosquito. But I wanted to demonstrate just proof of concept. All I'm going to do here, so we're going to have SP mode. The pet is going to be able to go twice and pretty consistently pay for all my SP with no guest. So I want to just demonstrate here. So we'll go from 607. All right, so it went to, all right, so now we're on pet celerity mode. So let's see, 332. That time was only 81 SP. That one's 277. So we've got a 15 power heal poison with no guest inflicting poison because it's been doubled. So you got this pet going twice every time. Basically, it's paying for itself pretty consistently. Now keep in mind, also paying the 196 from the weapon. So you're getting 196 for the weapon. What is it? 157 for the pet celerity, plus the 231 for the activate the poison. So that's 584 SP per turn. And as you can see, I'm not really dipping here. 584, and then I will get a 99 SP savings by turning on the first toggle. Let's do this again. And one of the things you can really do with this armor, if you are low on SP, because it is healing you, you could just use your Essence Orb, top off, and then you can actually increase the ability to, because it's going to be based on damage. So Elevons will play a role. Plus it will increase your poison. So let's see what happens here. So I got my 99 savings on this next turn here, because it's versus poison foes, so you have to poison it first. So let's just concentrate on the amount here. So I've got 1,027. I attack and I've dropped to 674. So I ended up above 1070, which is what I started with. So I've got 916. See what happens here. So 873, so about 40 short. So it's pretty maintainable, but whenever you're healing, what you don't maintain, you can use Essence Orb for, and you're just going to heal back the hit points that you lose. So here, let's try Mosquito out and see how we do with Mosquito. Now, Mosquito will benefit greatly from Elevons, so you want to try to get those if you can. So here I'm going to increase my accuracy of both here. Maybe I'll be able to salvage some SP here. So that was 295 there and 173. Alright, saved myself 99 there. I think I need to reactivate that. So I don't know if I like Mosquito better or not than Wishweaver's Pet. I think they're pretty comparable. See, that's 239. So Wishweaver will cap out at 277. So unless I'm stacking Elevons, I just don't know that it makes a lot of sense to use Mosquito here. But as you can see, I'm able to pretty much stay healed up. I think Mosquito has the ability to actually have bad heal rounds, if that makes sense. So that's partially why on this specific setup I think I prefer Wishweaver. Now that was a good one. That's 325. That is a lot more than what Wishweaver will do. Alright, so now I want to move on to one of the reasons why. So if Wishweaver and Mosquito are, I'm gonna find a different monster. Hang on. If Wishweaver and Mosquito are somewhat comparable, I think Mosquito has the ability to maybe have a higher top end, but also may sometimes have a lower low end. There is the advantage of Mosquito being able to heal other resources. But I want to focus on something, an idea with Wishweaver here. So imagine you have decent amount of SP here. So whether I use Essence Orb or not, right? There's a decent amount. What if I move it over to the Elevon mode and allow it to attack 2 times the celerity? Let's see what happens here. Alright, so we're going to go twice. It's a 5-hit pet. So we're going to have our heal poison there, and then 126% in this case, Elevon. Now I'm going to swap it over back to SP heal mode, but this time I'm going to actually come back with Power Gauntlet. So we've got one round of 126.89% Elevon, and then we did Power Gauntlet, and now we're at one round of 227% Elevon. Well, that's going to cause this SP heal to probably max both hits, but it's also going to do a number on this heal poison. So as you can see, it's maxing out 276 and 277, and then we had the 677 here heal poison versus 80% fire. So we've got a decent amount of SP, so you swap it back to Elevon mode. And then back to SP mode. And as you can see, it's maxing its heal. And then we have some good amount of heal poison here. And then finally, you can combine it all. So I've got decent amount of SP, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. At the beginning. So already a 305 heal. Then come back here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves celerity. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Make sure he's back on SP mode. Then we're going to hop in Dark Invader. We're going to inflict this Elevon of 192% to fire and energy. Now we're going to go back with Power Gauntlet, bug it out, boost it to 242, and we still have 130% Elevon there from the pet. And then we'll hop back into Infernal Champion. And what I'd like for you to do is watch the amount of poison that takes place. So we're getting basically max SP heals. Watch this poison, 1308. So you can take advantage of these Elevons in the system and save on the SP from the pet, and it's not that appreciably different in total damage. Total poison is no different. So it is a strategy you can use with the armor. In fact, it makes you realize that you don't even have to be a Beastmaster, especially after the stat revamp and the pet BTH is fixed. You don't have to use this as a Beastmaster because that poison amount will actually double. And so that's kind of an advantage to the Infernal armor here. So it was just something that I noticed and I wanted to kind of test and then maybe show off, since it is up for sale again for a little while, for a few more weeks. But that's all I wanted to show.